These beautiful trees are pear trees, and they have their blossom. There's also, they have a lot of blossom. It's lovely. Each one of these blossoms could be a pear. There's a drone fly. Looks like a honeybee, of course. That's what they resemble. But drone flies and other hoverflies pollinate a lot of plants. Across, the difference is the dronefly larvae lives in water. It's solitary. Here's a cherry tree coming out. It's very windy today. It's real spring wind. And down here, lesser celandine, which is a close relative of the buttercup. But, wow, it looks amazing. Nothing like pear trees. The apple usually comes out a little bit later, but they'll be out usually, sometimes kind of the same. That is beautiful. That's a jet overhead, needless to say. There's no quiet places these days. There we go. This is my first fresh butterfly of the year. I've seen some that are probably hibernating butterflies that came out, but this is one that would have hatched out. They don't hibernate. So this is a speckled wood. Speckled woods don't hibernate that we know of, but no, they're all hatching out in the last couple of days. I saw the first one in a polytunnel, in our polytunnel, a couple of days ago. In fact, on Thursday in the morning. So that's 2 days ago. They're a beautiful butterfly, and they're now the most common butterfly. For a while, green-veined white was. Something happened and its population has collapsed, and now the speckled wood is the most common again. And the speckled wood is kind of two main times of the year: spring, and then there's a later. Oh, those birds are loud. Later in the summer they come out in really big numbers, and they're usually the last butterfly you see in any numbers in a year. Of the butterflies that don't hibernate. Well, see the way it closes wings, and then if you get too near, it opens the wings again to scare you because there's eye spots. Well, we think so, but they definitely do that, like they're trying to startle you with the eye spots. Although I think it might work better depending on your vision if you're a bird. I think they probably look amazing in ultraviolet, because birds are believed to see in the ultraviolet spectrum. They do seem to. Experiments carried out seem to suggest most birds, if not all, see in ultraviolet, or see ultraviolet light. Oh, and off it goes. It's lovely. And that was my... Oh, look at... Here's one of the first big hoverflies of the year. Surface rubisi, which is kind of known as the common hoverfly, but it's it's not as common as a drone fly. But it's lovely to see that's the wind is just shaking that a little bit. It's perched on winter viburnum, or no, sorry, winter heliotrope, which is related to coltsfoot, but it has a purplish, pinkish flower that comes out in the winter. Oh, look at that, that's beautiful. That's Surface, the first common hoverfly, common garden hoverfly, I think. They keep changing the common name. I wouldn't worry about it. But it's quite breezy. It's real Irish spring, which is kind of fresh, breezy, a little bit cool in the wind. But there's in sunny spots like this, it's warm. Butterflies need 15 degrees Celsius to fly, in the Irish ones anyway. There are a few rare ones north of the Arctic which can deal with colder temperatures, but not much colder. They usually need a heat trap or something. And of course a few mountain butterflies as well around the world. Of the normal, common lowland butterflies, 15 degrees Celsius is necessary to be warm enough to fly. And that's why often, if you're looking for butterflies or dragonflies and damselflies, if you come out early in the morning before they've warmed up, it's a good chance to photograph them because they're slow. But of course the light's usually dreadful as well. You have to find a good place. But this area here is a heat trap. Sun is in. There's sheltered hedging. And so the wind, even though the wind is actually blowing from the south, there goes another butterfly. And he's coming this way. So I'll go over here. There's another, even more of a heat trap over here. Anyway, that's kind of exciting. Turning into a little bit of a jungle, and that's the way you want it. There's some beautiful magnolias about, but already the rain has kind of started to rot their flowers. And another thing is the wind is starting to try and tear at the petals. But the rain, that's rain rot does that. Magnolia flowers are very, you can see a lot of them on the ground. They're very soft and they rot quickly, whatever the water does to them. Some plants have flowers that are resistant to the rain, but we have had a lot of rain. It's been a very wet winter, cold, wet, which is not pleasant. We've had some very bright days. We were lucky with St. Patrick's Day because there was rain on both sides of it. But this is really nice. It's nice to see the flowers come out on the magnolias. And the birds are singing. There's a robin up there singing his head off. There he is. The macro's on, but there you go. It's always lovely to hear that. Robins have a lovely song. But that's their territorial song now. This is my place. I'm having my nest here. Don't you dare come into it. As beautiful as it sounds to us, it's a threatening song. Wow, more butterflies. A comma butterfly. But also, I think, I'm not sure, but I think I've seen a holly blue. Yes, a holly blue butterfly. There it is. That's incredible. Holly blue. So speckled wood, comma, and holly blue. I actually spotted the holly blue and then the comma flew in front of my face. Wow. It's very exciting. Look at that. That's beautiful, and there won't be just one more holly blue, but last year there was a massive population explosion of holly blue butterflies. And holly blues actually, they do lay their eggs on holly and their caterpillars eat holly, but more of them would eat ivy, so really they could have been ivy blue. I've said this before, you've probably heard me. This is exciting, the weather is warming up.